This is Michael Behrens on Christmas morning, December 25th, 2020, at the Port Aransas Nature Preserve at Charlie's Pasture near the community park. And the first really cool bird I spotted this morning was this immature or juvenile white-tailed hawk. It's probably waiting for the temperature to rise up before it starts to look for food, start hunting for the day. You can see that that white bib it has. This is a way to these juvenile white-tailed hawks can really be really confusing to identify. But one clue is that they get this kind of white bib that expands until it covers most of their breast and belly. In the distance, I'm hearing a loggerhead shrike and some yellow-rumped warblers chirping. White-tailed hawk is a coastal specialties. There it goes. This is really interesting. This is I found one of the boundaries of the last prescribed burns. You can see on the left side of the trail. Looks very different. Just a lot of the old dead stalks of that real common legume I can't remember the name of, and you can even see some dark ash mixed in with the sandy soil. Then on the other side, the regular mix of, I guess, wiregrass and little blue stem and whatever else. I'm really happy they're doing these periodic burns. I guess this one was a couple months ago, and I'm really curious to see how they work out and how they affect the native mix of plants, how that might compare to areas that don't get burned. Here's some more evidence of the burn. You don't usually find wildlife tracks on sidewalks, but I noticed these feral hog tracks that are only here because of the burn. This one, maybe two hogs got ash on their feet and then walked across the sidewalk. Here, this one, you can just see traces of the dew claws. And this one too, a little bit. Traces of the dew claws here. If we follow them back, you can see at least a couple old tracks, probably the same animal. Probably the easiest sparrow to see out here in the grasslands and in the marsh as well is a Savannah Sparrow. After the truck passed, the sparrow came back out. Still not done getting a drink at the puddle here. A very similar sparrow is the Lincoln sparrow. Lincoln sparrow will have a lot of gray in the face. It won't have that yellow tinge to the face. You can kind of divide up sparrows into ones with streaks in their breast and ones without streaks in the breast. try again. And the sparrow moved up. Let's see if I can find it. To the edge. There it is. Moved up to the edge of the seawall, and now it's back down. I think it found a nice place here that it feels relatively safe, but that is also relatively out in the open compared to where sparrows usually like to spend time. It's also a little bit sheltered from the wind here, down low by that seawall. Although he's up and exposed now. You can kind of roughly divide up sparrows into those with the streaky breasts and those with clear breasts. And the streaky breast sparrows, the Savannah Sparrow, is very similar to the Lincoln Sparrow and the Song Sparrow, but the Savannah Sparrow is crisper. It has a lot less gray, if any gray, than those other two species. And like I mentioned before, it has a yellow, often the yellow in the face, not always, but this one is a good example of having some yellow in the face. And just in general, a higher contrasty sparrow than the Lincolns and Song. Lincolns will have finer streaking too, and the Song Sparrow will have a little thicker streaking. And I'm happy to get all this nice footage of a Savannah Sparrow. Glad I could capture it and share it on Christmas morning 2020 at the Nature Preserve at Port Aransas, also known as Charlie's Pasture.